With a look at Caspa. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Want to first give a big shout out to you watching this video. Thank you so very much. I mean that. I'm a small YouTuber. I don't get a ton of views. But when I do come on here, I try to do my very best for you, give you my best outlook on everything, and earn your respect and earn your view. So thank you so much. I really mean that. You can see here Caspa is working its way up towards our first target area here. Looks like just a fourth wave pullback. If we zoom in on this thing, all right, we have this first target up here at what is this at? Right about 11, 11.7, 11.8 to 12, 12.5, 12.6. All right, that's your 618. If you're familiar with Elliott waves, this looks like this is what's possibly going on here. You got a 1, 2, 3, fourth wave pullback, and then a fifth wave up. All right, which would be your first set of waves. Okay, in a bigger move, hopefully. Right, we have the width of this wedge. Over here, we got the width of the wedge. To the breakout. All right, gives you a target in this range, basically. I mean, we could pull this fib up to this next area, okay, but I'm just trying to I'm not trying to get over, you get your hopes up to the moon here, right? I'm just trying to get the first set of targets off the fib to the last high to the left over here. All right, this peak. And we could have went up here. We could have also went up here with it. All right, and been looking for 15 to 16 cents. Okay, you can see that 618. The width of the wedge almost hits the 618 there. So we could be definitely looking at higher prices, but I just want to keep this real, right where we're at, very realistic, coming up and hitting this. Okay, got to get that fourth wave pullback here. Where could it pull back to? Usually a 382 to a 50% for a wave 4. If we go off a wave 2 low, right about there, it's approaching that area, right? 382. We're right about there right now. Getting towards that 50%. We'll come right back here and look at the RSIs. I want to show you Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin. All right, one thing I want to point out on dominance. Okay, we pull this RSI up. We have this high here. All right, we have the next high there. And we have this high we're working on now down here. Okay, lower highs on the RSI, bearish divergence, right? That's on the daily. If we bring this stuff back down, you can see we're right at a 702. I mean, this thing is it's barely staying alive, right? Bitcoin dominance is pretty much on life support right now. All right, getting ready to, I hate to say it, pull the plug on it here pretty soon for sure. That weekly RSI getting maxed out, right? The monthly right up the top, getting overheated. You got your daily. All right, we looked at the daily here with the bearish divergence. I apologize. Zooming in on this thing, right? You can see it is definitely sputtering out in this area, right? Right through here. Definitely came up to a high. We're at about 64.6. Now, we didn't know if we were going off this wick for our target here, or if it's going off this high right here. Right, that makes a huge difference. If it's going off this high here, right, then you can pretty much say it's complete. But if you're going off this high over here, you have a higher target up there for this thing. You got 5 waves in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So anytime this dominance is gonna start rolling over, once it comes down and breaks this first support, this white line, then we got the big one, this yellow one here. Once that breaks, look out. This thing is going to absolutely free fall. My target for this down around 30%. I believe that is absolutely possible. No question in my mind about it. I really do. You know, you take and look this low and bring a fib up there. You know, they give you a target about 23.3. So definitely realistic. All right, taking out this bottom over here would be unbelievable, and that's a 35%. But how I get that, you go up past drops. All right, this one over here in 2017, this one here in 2020 into 2021, and this would be this one here coming up. So we had that alt season is absolutely coming. All right, over in Discord we hit a beautiful trade on Trump. I ended up with a 6 or 7x. I was up 10x or 11x. Ended up when Bitcoin took that tumble, it ended up hitting my stop loss. My stop loss was up in the profit because I was so far up on the trade. Everybody was over there in Discord. So congratulations to everybody that took that trade. It was beautiful, worked out great. Now we're working on this bonk trade. If you'd like to join the Discord, it's a level 3 membership in the description of the video. We would love to have you. And if you leverage trade, there's a link for weeks over there. No KYC. I use that, and I use Bitfinex. I use both of them because sometimes, like that Trump, I had 2 trades open on it. One on Bitfinex and one on weeks. Trade on each of them there. So it's nice to have that once in a while. I apologize if I sound a little stuffed up. Allergy time, springtime, leaves are popping, pollen starting to fly. It's going to get crazy. Took my allergy medicine, but sometimes it takes a little bit to kick in. All right, we talked about Bitcoin here. We got that 5 waves. We're waiting to see if we get up through this level, right? We come out here on a daily. This break right here, this resistance, the run up, we were looking for a 618 as our first target. And if we go right off the top, look at that. Pretty much came up and hit that at 95, 950. Okay, same thing here. I believe Bitcoin's having a 4th wave pullback. Okay, right, pretty much same exact structure as Caspa right now. 3, 4th wave pullback, then a 5th wave up here. And it's going to tell a lot right in this zone. Yeah, and you know, everything, the whole story is going to be told up here. I totally believe that. Either rejection and a bigger move here of A, B, C, or breaks through, and we're heading to 130. You know, that would be the next target with the fib. You go off the top here, down to our low. You know, 130,000 bucks. You know, somewhere up in that range. All right, so I totally believe this 4th wave is going to pull back some. Then we're going to have this 5th wave. That'll be our first push on the daily. All right, then I would expect after this push up here, you know, then you're going to get A, B, C correction, and then a smaller, you know, not the big one I'm talking about, but an ABC correction in there, and we'll see if it takes off and takes out that 100,000 bucks. All right, let's go back over on Caspa. All right, if we take a look at the RSIs on this thing, we'll start with the 12-hour coming down, correcting the daily, correcting. It's coming down also. All right, you got your weekly. The weekly looks great. All right, once it breaks this here, all right, you have a trend line coming down through here. Look out, right, on Caspa. You get a break of this resistance, this trend line. This thing could really go. I mean, you know, you can end up with a really nice move out of Caspa in an alt season here. If it ends up taking out this high, you know, right down through here, you know, 30 cents, you know, all the way up to possibly 70. Believe it or not, you know, that'd be a full extension on this. Everything would have to be perfect for that, right? Everything would have to line up right, but we end up taking out 20 up here, or the previous all-time high. 30 would be the next target. That weekly RSI looks fantastic though. The monthly, don't have much of a monthly, right? Kind of just starting, but you can see it is, let me get this up here. It is definitely bullish. Look at that. I mean, you got monthly is turned straight up. So Caspa looks fine. I'd expect a pullback, small pullback here, and then a push up into that 618 Fibonacci 702 level up at, let's see here. I apologize. Let's get that price here for you. You know, this first push up into 12, to 12.5 cents, right in there. Then we'll see what happens after that happens up through there, just like Bitcoin. Pretty much the same exact structure. Get this fifth wave up there. I'd expect a correction, and then we'll see if we start a new new impulse move, right? See if this thing starts another 5 waves up, which pretty sure it is. I think the altcoins look great. Once that Bitcoin dominance starts crashing, these things are going to absolutely explode. No question about it. So go sign up for that Discord, guys, please. I don't think you'll regret it. $15 is nothing. Made 50 times that just about on that one trade. So come check it out. If you also get 10 hours of videos in there to teach you how to start trading, how to draw trend lines like this, how to trade breakouts, look for pullbacks, price targets, all that stuff. All right, have a great day, guys. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. You guys are the best. I'll talk to you soon.